it is. A pylon on the other side of the map. 1 minute and 12 seconds into the match. It looks like it's going to be the proxy gateway. You make a gateway at home. If an SCV scouts this, it becomes pretty obvious what's going on. Kelazar not sending out an early SCV scout. Will he be looking for this specifically? Pretty much this. Ooh, will the second probe be scouted? This, I think so. I think Kelazar figures this out right now. Like, he... No. Did he not see it? He just walks right... Okay, he definitely saw something. He was worried about stealing his gas. Okay, some next level plays. The gateway, is he... Yeah, what? A robo? Never mind. It's not the double gate. Okay, so he's just gonna skip warp gate, proxy a robo, steal the gas. This means you can't get a factory nearly as quickly. You're not gonna be able to get too many cyclones or a starport or any of those things. A shield battery is on the way. I can only assume to heal this pylon. The Reaper on the chase for the probe, but any reduced DPS on the pylon is gonna make it even harder to stop this robo from happening. Kelazar is trying to expand. He's gonna have very minimal units. He's starting a reactor. He knows the robo is on the way. The shield battery, is it more valuable than having another pylon? Has seems to think so. He can reshield the pylon, keep it alive. The adept is shading in. That should be the end of any sort of attacks here. A single marine not gonna be enough. He's not gonna get the pylon. And at the same, oh, he's just gonna shield battery push for the pylon. Okay. Now, I like to pride myself usually in having an idea of what players are going to do, try to bring my thousands upon tens of thousands of games of experience and relatively high-level play to bear, and really kind of clue in the viewers on what's going to happen. I have no idea what's going on. All right. Reaper jumps out, sees there's no expansion at home, but he does see the shield battery on the low ground. He knows what's coming. The Immortal's on the way. A couple bunkers. The gas geyser has not... Yeah, this actually really screws up Kelazar's defense. Just having mineral-based defense, Immortals bash through bunkers. Even a single siege tank not going to be that hard to deal with. The Shade giving vision up to the high ground. It looks like he doesn't even care. Oh. The Immortal boxes in the Adept there. A little bit of miss micro. And that's actually going to shut this down for now. The tank's about to come out. Second Immortal's on the way. A Warp Prism is the choice. It looks like the tank will actually be enough to shut this down. Losing the Adept was a pretty big blow. At the same time, a Reaper on the other side has picked up 1 kill, but that's the initial probe so far. The Adept working its way across. The tanks onto the shield batteries. They can heal one another. Kelazar has 30 SCVs. There are only 18 probes for Haz. Only 18. That's actually ridiculously low. This is so incredibly all-in. There is no backup plan here. Just full frontal attack. But the bunker taking a lot of hits. The cannons blasting through. Immortal's doing a great job. And Kelazar, I mean, the defenses are starting to crumble a bit. There's another tank. But the supply depot goes down. The Warp Prism picks up before the shield battery's just... He doesn't even care. Drops it on the high ground. Takes out the tank. The shield battery's going to keep the Immortals alive when they're out of the Prism. And the Prism going to shelter them when they're inside. There's 6 going on 7 shield batteries. Does he have the vision? He's going for the Marines as well. More SCVs off the line. The shield battery's doing a pretty good job. The warping mode comes up. The shield batteries, all of them out of energy. 36 to 38 supply. A Stalker has been warped in. He's going for the reactor. A third Immortal walking up. That gas steal was the key to all of this. Just not having the tech. He needed Starport or something. Maybe a Liberator, a Banshee, anything. But only able to get a couple tanks, and the Warp Prism just picks up the Immortals and drops them down right on their face. Kelazar's not out of it yet, though. He still has a bunker that's out of range of the shield batteries to an extent. Has still at 18 probes, building more shield batteries off one of the most Artosis pylons to... What are you doing? What? Why is he killing his own probe? He was freeing up supply to start another Immortal, but the shield batteries healed the probe as it was getting hit by his own units, as he was trying to free up supply. The juggling begins. He's not... Is this WCS or Cirque du Soleil? As right now, the Warp Prism has a lot of work to do. 3 Immortals, only 2 can fit inside at a time. You can do the math. But the bunkers are holding. Another tech lab's on the way. The Warp Prism deep in the paint right now. The Immortals getting dangerously low. Their shields and barriers are offline. The Warp Prism just does a little bit of a drive-by. And there's only a single Marine in production. The starport finally begins for Kelazar. He's got 3 bunkers. Az has 4 Immortals now. He's coming back in for another pass, but 3 bunkers. That's... But will that save you? No! 3 bunkers in front of everything. He's beating down the bunkers. 4 Immortals, all bruised, but none dead. Another bunker falls. Every single SCV. All the boys. Well, almost every single SCV. He has 37 workers. Kelazar can't stop making SCVs. Well, he couldn't produce anything else, so why not? The barriers come back online, the siege tank. Kelazar's holding. He's still got 1 bunker. He still has 36 SCVs. He's only lost 9 in this game. SCV is not the priority.
Yes.
Az has only made a single extra one. Alright. If the Warp Prism could get targeted down, he could strand 2 Immortals. He could strand them. That word sounds weird to me. Strand? Stranded. Yeah. Is strand itself a word? Yeah, that's a word. Okay, I don't know why I'm questioning myself. I have the best words. Anyways, 2 bunkers, 2 tanks. Az only has 20 probes still, but that means he won't mine out that quickly. Actually, he has pretty much full saturation. Is there still a probe on the other side? Oh, there goes the Warp Prism. Finally, a Viking comes out, a single starport unit, and suddenly Immortals not living up to their name anymore. Here comes Az. He's gonna try to break through with what he has. Oh god, that gets so complicated. Yeah, Daft's working forward. He actually shades through, trying to use the friendly fire on the SCVs, and it's working. A few more SCVs go down. But he needs another prism to be able to juggle these Immortals in and out. The 2 Vikings doing enough, though. Well, the first Viking... And a scan. He sees all he needs to do is live. Wait, where are the Vikings going? Is this a Viking counterattack? Is that what's happening right here? I mean, they don't do a bad job on the ground against probes. 55, 57 to 68 supply. Right now, 4 Immortals on the ground. Still 2 tanks, 33 SCVs. And this is an army, like, it can't chew through SCVs that quickly. Those aren't glaive adepts. I think when these... This is happening, by the way. He's going to be able to micro, but the Viking actually quite good against mechanical units on the ground. There's an observer on the high ground. But the Viking racket microing around the probe, slipping and sliding. Kills a couple. And Kelazar confident enough to send out a drop, but has sees it. Oh, this is it. He's got to go. It's time to go. It all ends very... Wait. Yeah, he's gonna come in from the back. Try to flank this. Try to crush it. There's 2 mineral patches left. He's almost dried up. I mean, there is a scenario where Az could maybe expand, because there's gonna be no income for Kelazar. If he can't break out, he can't do anything. There's stim on the way. This almost looks like a Wings of Liberty game right now. 1 base or die trying. Kelazar feels like he needs to break out. 2 command centers doesn't do much for you. Oh, the tanks. He's out of the bunkers. The adepts, they'll shade in. Where's the Warp Prism? Here comes Az on top of the Marines. The friendly fire helping out Az here. The Marines being bashed through on the other side, but there's a drop in the main. He's trying to get through the tanks. The boys are heavily pulled. A single Immortal remains. Only 1 tank left. The juggle to the back. All the probes are dying on the opposite side of the map. 1 tank and a bunch of SCVs against the world. Here comes the Immortal. The bunkers will try to be filled. Does he have enough to break through? The probes are gone. He has 0 probes. Still 21 SCVs. But Kelazar doesn't have enough minerals because he's repairing his bunker so heavily. It's ridiculous. The shield battery still have some energy. He can try to work his way through. He's getting through the SCVs. He can juggle back into the shield batteries. The minerals are drying up. There's only a few hundred left. He's not even building anything. Kelazar has 3 Marines in a bunker. Kelazar's gonna lift his orbital command. There's no economy at all. There is nothing for Haz. He has these units, and that is it. Well, he has enough for another immortal. He could build one more immortal. He could, but he sees he has just enough. He doesn't have any probes. He doesn't have a nexus. It doesn't matter anyways. The juggling, the minerals are almost gone. The shield batteries have energy recharge. There's only so many units. Haz has not rebuilt his base. There's only one pylon powering all of this, but there's no way he's getting through the shield batteries. At this point, is it even worth it to deny mining? What is happening? And this is game 1 of a best of 5. Oh my god. A tank is producing. A tank. The factory. He does have the if he can get the factory though. He's repairing. A force field to deny repair, but the tank gets out. He picks it up behind the bunker. He has 2 immortals though. At the same time, the shield batteries bring everything back to full shields. Kelazar has 1 mineral patch. The juggle. He has the barrier online, but the tank is repaired. Kelazar will be running out of minerals soon, but is long past that point. This may be the best game I've ever seen. He's sending out it. What is the Marine drop? Oh, wait, are those SCVs? But the Zealot denies it. He's trying to mine. He still has an orbital. Oh my god. He can use the shield batteries. That's his only replenishing resource, is energy on shield batteries. Wait, he could long distance mine with Medivacs! Wait. We've only seen this meta in Bronze League Heroes, but there's a very real possibility that Kelazar could long distance mine with Medivacs, and that would be a real strategy. In a real game, in the WCS, well, the playoffs. Like, that is the scenario we are in right now. I almost think it's worth it. Like, you just send a a Viking!
Oh, good.
Kelazar does not have enough minerals left. That was the last of his minerals there. He doesn't even really have much to repair. Haz can't know well, he knows based on the fact that nothing's been producing for a while. But other than that, the shield battery's back online. He still has a couple stalkers for anti-air. The Zealot going out. He's keeping track of the second command center. The tank. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Tank. Oh, he's scouting for it. There's 12 SCVs. Kelazar. Oh my god. Okay, he drops them back down. The SCVs are dropped back down. It's. Alright, is he going? No, Kelazar, he's making a move. He's making a move. Is it even worth it to siege the tank at this point? Like, you can't pick it up. The orbital on its way back. The Zealot is scouting for it. He also has a scout with the robo and shield battery up here. Oh, but the tank. Wait. No, that's so exposed. Is that a bit? How does this end? I don't know. I'm trying not to like freak out with the camera. I know when I'm casting sometimes I freak out and but that's how I feel right now. This is how I feel. Oh my god. He lifts up the SCVs. I mean, 2 Marines could be the difference in this game. Oh, the juggles. But the shields are almost. Oh, it can go back to the shield battery. He forces it. Oh my god, the immortal! Oh no! He gets it! What? Why are there Marines here? They're running all the way back to the main! But all the SCVs are on the other side. Oh, has to go. He has to go. Oh, wait! You can have it, he says. Oh, the SCVs are pulled. Wait, all the units are in. He targets the tank. The juggles. No, the port. Ah! GG.
Oh, good. Now I have your attention.
And that was game 1. All right. So let's go to game 2. And, you know, you're like, how could it get any crazier than that? How could any game top that? Like, how could we ever even pretend that anything could get better? Well, the next game's on Redshift. So... let's go into game 2. And I don't know what to expect. Catalyst is a relatively standard map. Relatively. There's no such thing as a standard map for heads, but anyways, we're back in the action. I mean, production quality. In the bottom left, your Brazilian Terran Kelazur. And your Taiwanese madman. Heads. But credit to Kelazur, like, that's one of those situations. Has planned that all out. It's not like he's just doing random things. He's an evil genius. He's a madman. But it just works. And Kelazur, the gas steal into the setup on the shield batteries. And imagine if he had been a little bit better on the early micro. It's a very realistic chance that... and we got another probe out before the 1 minute mark, which already... and he's trying to dodge any SCV scouts. So anyway, enough about that last game. That's in the past. Now we're on Redshift. Game number 2. Alright. The probe coming out. Will Kelazur see it? Oh my god. Oh my god. No. Deliberately dodged. Not that... wait. That probe is not heading to the main. Okay, now it is. Never mind. I take it back. He just kind of took his time. If there's one... oh, the second pylon. He's hiding the second pylon. He's trying to make it look like this is a proxy. But the probe comes down from there. Did Kelazur notice that? Another gas steal. Haz is now trying to make it look like he's doing what he did in the last game. He's trying to mind juke him right now. I would say mind trick, but mind juke is a little bit more accurate. And it sounded fancier. Kelazur already preparing, but this is not... I mean, it could still... what is it going to be, a Stargate? You know what? Roll a die. You have a better chance of predicting... is he just going to take the... I don't know. You know what? I give up. Where are you going, Haz? I'm not even going to try. We're just going to watch. An NG bait on the way already. And Hazard's going to take the gold. He hid the second pylon. A Reaper kills a probe, and every probe you kill out of Haz is a much greater victory than almost any other player in the world. Because those probes, one, he doesn't make that many. If you see Haz with 50 probes, something is either gone terribly wrong or terribly right. Those are the only options. Kelazur, not overreacting.
Oh,
he did just
now
scout the gold.
I have
Yes.
your attention.
Yes. The Reaper will be repelled.
Oh,
and now when you see
now I have your
an expansion at the gold this early here, Now, he's stolen the gas, so there's no, like, really quick high-tech play that can come out to pressure this. No, like, easy siege tank push or something like that. There's still options, but he's not going to be able to punish the goal. But when you see an expansion this quick, it's pretty rare. He's just going Robo. And this Robo, it's the double mind game. First, where's your second pylon? Are you proxying me? Then, second, are you really gonna scan here? And is the Reaper gonna make it here? Now, if Kel'Thuzor sees the Observer, like, he's not gonna see the Observer, but if he sees the outline of it, then that will give him a lot of information as to what could potentially be coming at him. It's a Robo. It guarantees a Robo, is the simple version. Gonna be a Raven? No. Cloak? Banshee? He should see the outline of it soon enough. The Shimmer. Oh my god. Wait. Is this Kel'Thuzor? No. He's not, like, faking Cloak because he saw the Observer, right? He's gonna make a Banshee. No. Okay. I don't know anymore. I give up. I get any analysis. No. And anyways, there's a War Prism, and the Reaper did see this. He did juke it away. So this is the poor man's Blink Stalkers here. Reaper shot down. There's not that many units. There's no tank. He's starting to realize he definitely needs this. Has is in the main. He doesn't care about your silly defenses. Just makes a War Prism. Bunch of Stalkers. You're gonna need a bunker, but this time he's already inside the house. And behind this, actually has 37 probes. So, this is not all in. If he gets in too dicey of a position, he can recall most of his Stalkers out of there. This is just kind of taken, it's just, the entire game so far has taken Kel'Thuzor in a weird direction. And he's definitely suffering for it. The one thing Kel'Thuzor has is tech. He has access to the 111, the barracks, the factory, the starport. Ow. Those tanks hit hard. And Has, on the other hand, is just now finished his Twilight Council. Just now finished his Forge. He doesn't have much of a follow-up quite yet. But just that little attack, the incomes can kind of tell the story. By the time Kel'Thuzor is able to put together an army that can really threaten that amount of Stalkers, the next level Blink is going to be done. Probably +1 will be started in a moment. And we see the very rare pre-6-minute third base out of Hez. Okay, so those golden minerals really paying off here. This is just, it's one of those games that was almost won in the build. It does happen. It was almost won in the mind game. Kel'Thuzor still has a very real possibility of putting together an attack, but has just put everything together in the right order to keep Kel'Thuzor in an uncomfortable scenario for long enough for him to get overwhelming forces. There's 52 probes with 36 SCVs, including a gold-based mining. The infrastructure's online, plenty of gates. There are mortals on the way, and it looks like Hazard's probably going to attack anyways. So, I don't know if Kel'Thuzor has enough to defend, let alone put together a counterattack of his own. Now, that could be the potential downfall. Haz is so committed to aggression and finding these odd timings that if Kel'Thuzor just defends, it could backfire on him. He could just throw away too many key units and open himself up. That, you can't be happy as Kel'Thuzor to see that. Like, do you put together an attack now? He just started Stim. What are you gonna do? You're gonna move out without Stim? And barracks producing? He's gonna make a third command center, so it looks like he's taking that defensive path. There's very limited options, though. It's a good defensive setup. Blink Stalkers at the front. I mean, if you're Kel'Thuzor, you just gotta wait. Like, you gotta get medevacs, you gotta get stim, and you both have to hope that you don't take damage, and that Has kind of throws away some units. He's not going for Storm. Oh my god. Alright. Well, looks like Has gonna be quite a gold digger this game. As he expands to the outside of what some would call Kelazur's gold. And I don't know, I'm not entirely convinced that he actually thinks he's gonna mine from this. Nope. The Stim Marines catching a few Stalkers. Looks like they caught him, and the blink didn't quite get them to where they needed to be. Another blink comes out, but the Marines are still on the chase. One charge lock comes in, but he's actually killing a lot of Stalkers. And this is where Has, I think in a standard, whatever that is, a standard game, Kelazur is a pretty heavy favorite. He's one of the top Terrans outside of Korea especially. He's very comfortable with micro and macro, like, but if you get off to this weird back-footed start, it's really hard to recover. Now, once again, Has like 57 probes. If this was Neeb, there'd be 78 probes right now. Also, none of this would have ever happened. But if this was Neeb, he'd just be sitting back, getting Storm, getting 2-2. But no! Still on the map with Blink Stalkers after losing half a dozen just a moment ago. Expanding to the outside of the gold, and it's gonna work, is the thing. Like, he's actually mining. There's a drop at the back, but one cannon is enough. Now, Kelazur, this is his attack. The army supply does not bode well. +2 armor's on the way. 1-1 already done. Is he actually just gonna play full defense? He sieges up all the tanks. Are there any sentries? There's one. Oh my god! That is he has more charge lots than there are Marines. The Guardian Shield doesn't even matter. Well, the bludgeon of Protoss comes down and smashes Kelazur, as had been threatening for a while. So, well, Has ties it up at 1-1, and that was a pretty convincing victory. The next map. Next map is gonna be Dream Catcher. And it's tied up 1-1. And honestly, it doesn't feel great for Kelazur right now, but
now I have your
thank you guys. But here's the thing. Eventually, he's got to run out of builds, right? Like, he's got to run out of ways to pull the probes over Kelazur's eyes. Right? Right? Let's find out. As we go into game number 3. Is he not building? He's building a 12 pylon. What? He didn't build any probes. You know, I'm not even, you know who they are. Alright. This is the quick, okay, so 12 pylon. Only Bronze League heroes and WCS top tier Protoss do this. A much quicker gate than is usually expected. A 14 gate. And the probe is being sent to... Wait, what? And a Macarex. Now, for those who don't know that term, A Mecha Rex is named after the player Mecha Prime, who originally in Wings of Liberty, years ago, at the very beginning of Starcraft 2, Terrans were cheesy bastards. So that hasn't changed. But the strategy of putting your barracks... Now, when you see there's no barracks in the base, it's not working out here. Immediately has scouts it. But when you see there's not a barracks in the base, the normal reaction from especially the other races was to panic, freak out, build bunkers, build spine crawlers, build whatever you could.
Oh, good.
Because they're proxying
now I have
it.
your attention.
But the next level mind game back in like 2011, 2012, just put it like right outside your base so you don't really lose any time. And if they don't scout it, then they start freaking out and get way behind. Didn't work. Has way on top of that. He paths his probes in a way that you think is lazy. I don't know if he's actually intending to scout for these things, but I noticed, like, on Redshift, he just kind of sent his probe out, just in the general direction of his opponent's base. It idled for a few seconds, and he's like, oh, I should go scout. Like, it's like things just come together for him. It's this beautiful symphony of mismatched parts. And, well, what's the next build? It's a Stargate. First time we've seen that as of yet. Kelazur built his factory on the low ground as well. I'm kind of wondering why he did that. I'm not entirely sure why he decided that was the option, but he built the factory on the low ground too. I guess he had an SCV there. Maybe, why not? But how much of a scout? There was no Reaper built, by the way. So he just had the SCV scout, which was eventually driven out. And starting with Phoenixes. I love this. He's scouting for gold bases at the 3-minute mark on Dreamcast. He's like, you know, if he just happened, there's not a small probability he just went for this base in the top right corner. Then that's almost a free win if he gets the scout. But none of these games, well, actually, no. In game number 1, Kelazur did get the scout. He saw it was a proxy robo, but has executed it so well and set it up so well that Kelazur, by that much, by like 50 minerals maybe, enough minerals to make a Viking, was able to just barely, about as barely as you've ever seen, take the game. But here comes Kelazur. It's a one-base Cyclone push. There are Phoenixes on the way. I don't believe they've been scouted. Phoenix is a pretty great counter to Cyclones. You can just lift them up. You can't build that many. The lifts aren't going to run out. There's a single shield battery at the front, though. The SCVs can repair from underneath. It looks like he's not really bringing them. Now, if this had been a robo-opener, this could be very nice for Kelazur. It's not. There are 3 Phoenixes already. Well, he's going to get the shield battery, so that's something. And looks like he's just going to pick up the Marines there? This is an interesting fight, because when you lock on the air units, the Cyclones no longer do DPS against ground. He just picks up the Cyclones. There is a Viking in the main. This is actually... He's killed 5 probes. 7? Oh my god. The entire attack will be shut down, except for this one Viking, which killed 9 probes. So, wait, where does that leave us? The Vikings... Kelazur's Vikings getting ridiculous amount... unexpected, inordinate amounts of damage done. Because it only takes 2 shots to kill a probe. So, and I think that's enough to bring this game closer to even. I think with the fact that he still has most of his Phoenixes alive, and he expanded quicker, still has a bit of a lead. But who knows, right? Like, I said I would stop trying to do any sort of real prediction / analysis, because you don't know what's going to happen next. Here come the Phoenixes into the main. There is a turret on the way, not quite done yet. That won't factor in too much against Phoenixes. He's not even going to bother. The Cyclones lock on. And bruising the Phoenix. A Widowmine does not one-shot a Phoenix. But if it's bruised, it only has to take a few points of HP damage. Then the Widowmine will knock it out of the sky. So, one thing for Kellizer, though. He almost... This is going to get weird, because he's almost forced into playing mech. Because his production is so... He's getting a tech lab on his rags. I guess you can try to go bio, but it's a really awkward transition right here. To go from, like, heavy Cyclone, Cloak Banshee, Widowmine into, like, he just started his Barracks Tech Lab. He's going to build another one. This reactor is going to be for the rags, but... And, of course, there's a probe going to the goal. Why wouldn't there be? A Cloak Banshee could come in, but there is a shield battery, which is a pretty hard counter to Cloak Banshees. He can't even... It's not even worth it. It takes so much time to drain the energy on the battery. He sees the Robo. The Phoenixes and Oracle are in to intercept. Doesn't matter. He's going to force the Revelation, but... Kellizer's just kind of throwing things out on a dartboard to see what sticks right now. Whoop. Unfortunately, not hitting the Widowmine. Oh, well, that one will hit. He almost got a double there. But now there's a Banshee into the main. He can cloak it, but there is a shield battery ready. Charge is on the way. That's going to be scouted out. The gateway count scouted out. Kellizer has a third, but has a gold. So, 50 to 44 workers in favor of our protoss. Not enough energy for a revelation for a bit here. Oh my god. 5 gates is never enough. We're going to go to double digit. Wait, no, that's 9 gates now. You know, I would love, and I'm not, unfortunately, I was not in Valencia to ask Haz this question. How much of this is him just freestyling, and how much is a plan? Because it feels like, it feels like he's just freestyling his way through life. Just goes with the flow. Exactly the direct opposite of how you're supposed to play Protoss. Like, he has an idea, he has some structure, and then he just... Did he just recall? And then just lets it go. Sees what happens. I'm gonna put a shield battery over here. But yeah, Protoss, in the conventional sense, like, if you talk about... in a scan. Okay. I think not seeing the third was a bit of a giveaway. But in the conventional sense, Protoss players, the conventional wisdom is you're very precise. This is your build. This is where you put all your buildings. This is where you transition. This is how you get your upgrades. You need this many sentries to force field. Haz just throws that... He doesn't throw the book out the window. He pours gasoline on it, lights it on fire, and then lights a cigarette off of it, smokes it, and then burns the entire Protoss school of knowing what to do down. The Revelation comes in. Pickups on almost every Widowmine. A couple connect. The Guardian Shield, very good. Force Field's doing a great job as well. He sticks all the units. They're going to have to go behind the Force Fields. The denial on a lot of the Widowmine shots. This is still not a deadly army. Kellizer still has a lot going on for it. The upgrades, +1. +2 armor's on the way, but Kellizer's army wins this fight. It looks like a Banshee was taken down on the other side, but yeah, he definitely wins this fight. But wait, where did those charge lots come from? They came from the north. He warped them in over here like a minute ago, and they ran all the way down and turned the tide in this fight. I don't know. And now more charge lots. Deja vu. Kellizer a little bit better equipped, but his Widowmine count has been reduced. He still has 5. Some charge lots into the main. He's got 17 zealots. Now that might not be where you want to siege up your War Prism. Kellizer caught between both of his bases and trying to take a third. The Widowmines connect. They connect about as hard as they possibly could. But is it hard enough? Haz just pulling him apart right now. In a heads-up fight with everything together, Kellizer, I think, still wins this. He has Medivacs, he has Widowmines, he has plenty of bio. Even with +2 armor finishing, if the Widowmines connect, then... Where is the War Prism? That's the real scare. And the longer that gold base is just mining all on its own, oh my god, a huge warp in. 10 zealots. And the orbital just falls. Kellers are obviously feeling the pressure now. Like, that was... Those are the kind of mistakes that are going to turn the tides. And now that that orbital just kind of wandered into the Stalkers, definitely has the momentum. 10 more... Wait, he's just going to warp into depths. Okay, why not? The Widow Mines connect on the brunt of the charge lots at the front. There's a drop trying to come out. The Adepts are going to shade through. He's going to cancel? Yes! Get some more kills in the main. The drop is out. There could be a warp in here. He might go straight for the shield battery. The Adept's going to be cleaned up in the main. Most of the Marines have died, but Marauders remain. There's no more upgrades on the way for either side. Looks like a recall of Stalkers was able to drive this away. He doesn't have... Oh, he does have Blink Dome. I should have known that. And down goes the medevac. At the same time, the quality of Haz's army is not that high. The medevacs are... They have a rough job. Is there an observer? Not really. And by that I mean no. It's not like a yes, it's not like a maybe question. Haz gonna expand to the other gold base. The second game in a row he is going to do that. On one of the only maps with that option. Actually, a lot of maps have gold bases. I'm not gonna try to count right now. This is getting too complicated. +2 armor makes it a lot harder to fight without Widow Mines. The scan, he sees there's no observer over him. So, if there was an observer, Haz would have just attacked, was the simple version. But, there is basic scouting of these medevacs coming out. He's going to try to juke out this Zealot. But by the time the medevacs get to the other side, is Recall going to be on 9? Probably? It's got about a minute and a half. He saw the medevac count. He knows. And now we're mining from... Okay, that's happening. There's just so many Stalkers. The triple drop on the way out. We're still about 40 seconds off a recall. Oh no. Well, that's not where you want to go. A full medevac of Marines. The drop comes in. There were still some Stalkers at home. He warps in Zealots. I mean, the probes even pulled. It's just not quite enough units. And without even using a recall. This is an odd contain, but effective. Kelazur has a good army. If the Widow Mines can connect, it's getting dicier and dicier. Has actually canceled +3 armor. He started +3 armor, then he canceled it, which is interesting. The force fields. Oh my god. Big mine hits. And he's not going to lose the mines. But, just warp in another 10 Stalkers. But he can force field. Oh, that was a dicey move. Yeah, he force fields so we can isolate the medevacs. Doesn't get the full ones, thankfully. He lost the forge. Oh, I'm a genius. I'm blind. Alright. So at least there was a victory with that drop, yeah. But it's still 183 to 143 supply. Just the brute force. Not even bothering with Archons. Who needs a Robo Bay when you could build Stalkers and Zealots? I don't know. More medevacs coming out. Here comes Kelazur, but all the medevacs are committed to this side. These are some really awkward fights. Kelazur, yeah, it just very disjointed. Maybe if he had the medevacs with the main brunt of the army, but Haz just applies pressure, and Kelazur cracks. That was, it's 2-1 Haz. The last couple games kind of look like Kelazur a little bit lost, to be honest. Besides the fact he actually lost. That wasn't supposed to be a pun. But he might be lost. But maybe the next map he will be found. Because the next map is lost and found. Game 4. Any second now. Always nice to see Bronze League heroes make it into the WCS playoffs, right? Alright. Welcome back to Lost and Found. Kellizer against the ropes. He has to win 2 in a row. Has half that obligation. Is that another 12 pylon and a 13 gate? Jesus. Just nothing. This guy though. I'm just gonna follow the pro. Like, what are you doing, Probu? He's looking for barracks. It's not uncommon. This is a pretty good map for proxying, getting a Reaper in. There's the Reaper cliff far away from the ramp, so it's hard to defend both angles. An SCV scout on the other side, but it has been dodged. And I think in this scenario, it's not Kellizer dodging the pro. All right, it's okay. All right then. It looks like this will be. Wait, no. I think this is Proxy Robo. You know what? I said I would stop trying to predict it, but I do think this is Proxy Robo is how it's lining up. Wait. Is he faking a cannon rush? He gets a bunker to build. It looks like he throws down. Oh my god, this guy. Okay, the scout comes in. Kelzer's gonna see double gas. He might actually be able to count the probes and get an idea. What? What? He's not... There's just a... it's just... There's just a pylon. Like, he just kind of left. And then he's gonna build another... And then... There's... And then he's gonna proxy a Stargate? No, he's gonna build a Nexus. Wait, what? I don't. This is Haz's world and we're just living in it. No, a Twilight, of course. I don't know anymore. SCV looking for something, but he's not going to find the Twilight in a random location after he already killed the proxy pylon, alright? He already killed one. And Kellizer is going to see the expand. If he gets into the main, I'd love if Haz just built a Stargate in his main right now. Just build a Stargate. Show a Stargate. Oh, is this just charge lots? He's not. He's only mining with 3 total in gas. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to stop. I said I would stop. There's an engineering bay building over here to deny mining. Now that would be great if there was the assumption that Haz was going to mine. Which is not a safe one, by the way. We've got Blink coming up. The pylon is already outside the base. 2 more gates on the way. One of them on the proxy pylon to make it a super pylon. Bit of a misshade there. Dies just to the handful of Marines. There's Cloak on the way. And a Raven. And he can start a tank in just a moment. So, Blank is still pretty far out. There's not going to be that many. It looks like if the Twilight wasn't in the bottom right corner of the map, this would almost be kind of a standard Blank opener. But that is the big... and also the proxy. If those 2 things weren't happening, this would line up kind of like a standard. But Oh my god. Kelazar. He knows there's something. He saw there wasn't any tech in the main, right? Like, for the most part. So it's something. And that's why he's getting the Raven. It could be DTs. If it was Proxy Robo, it probably would have hit by now. We need Proxy double Robo Disruptor. That needs to be the next build. But that would also die to Banshees, so... Blink is nearly done. That Widowmine. The tank just now CG up. He blinks forward! Wow. He gets the bunker. Uh-oh. Oof. Well, that's a lot of damage. And he's showed his hand here. Not only did he only kill a bunker, he already lost a couple stalkers, and the rest are badly bruised. He's just gonna jump right on top. That's... Wow. Okay, well that's how you hold that. I think has maybe went a little bit too crazy with the mind games on this game. Kelazar, because of how long it took him to actually put together an attack, Kelazar actually kind of just had all the units he needed. And he still has a pretty comfortable economy, so... Meanwhile, a Cloak Banshee coming across and a Robo just started, so... I'm not sure he actually saw the Banshee either. So this Banshee might just win the game on its own. Like... Az can't really afford to lose any pros. Oh, there's the Cloak. I mean... He's going to lose probes, though. Like, where's he going? I like the Blink Stalkers to cover the probes, so it's harder to click on them. That's beautiful. But it's mostly a futile endeavor, as now he's going underwater in the probe count. The shield battery's nearly done, and the Banshee's nearly out of energy. The proxy has been taken out. Ooh. Oh, he's chasing it, but Kelazar are able to dodge. And now it's 84 to 59 supply. And what does Haz have? I know what that sounds like, by the way. It's just how it is. No forge. No, not even any sentries. Like, building a Dark Shrine, but Kelazar already has a Raven, and he's building a third CC. So, this game, the puzzle pieces are definitely not coming together. Like, it's not. A Marine gonna find a proxy pylon. The Observer gonna see the double Banshee, which can circumvent the shield battery defense. But there's no pocket aces here. There's nothing. I mean, there's almost perfect scouting out of Kelazar this game. Besides the fact he hasn't found the Twilight yet, like one of the only places he hasn't scouted. But I love the symmetry here. Wait, who wins this? Yeah, okay, not the Marine. The Banshees are on their way back. If he can catch the Banshees, that's the beginning of something. It's one Banshee. Stim is done. +1 is done. Combat Shields is done. And now Kelazar is finally, for the first time in this series, feeling like he has a strong and potentially successful attack. The anti-armor missile gonna cover all of the stalkers in the front and Dorito dust. But, wait, you can't get... Oh. Well, 2 stalkers caught between a rock and a hard place. Is he gonna recall, though? Like... Nope. We're just gonna base trade. Did not expect that angle of blinking. He's gonna try to go to the other side, but these are just stalkers. They're really not that great. And he blinks onto the Widowmine. The SCVs and a few Marauders are really chunking into this. And there's nothing to stop it. He did get the Raven. So, I mean, there is a scenario where potentially he runs out of... No, there is no scenario where he runs out of scans. Okay, that's not gonna happen. And this game is over. 2-2, match point. Here comes some DTs, but like, he's tearing through everything. I mean, his army is like 6 stalkers without upgrades. 2 DTs. He dodges. There's still a full energy orbital, so like, there goes the Dark Shrine. 51 probes. Every single probe died in the span of about 30 seconds. GG. Kellizer takes it all the way to game 5. So. We will see. That game has a little, maybe a little bit too abstract is the way I would describe it. A little bit too much, trying to do a fancy build and a little bit too little in the way of actually having anything. So. Never trust a probe. Never trust a probe. Alright. They're dangerous. And one way or another, one of these players will be moving on after Acid Plant.
Take 10 steps back. Till you get to where you're going.
Jumping back in. In the top left, the Brazilian Terran. Kelazur. And the bottom right, the Taiwanese Mastermind. I thought he was about to send out 2 probes. Like, game 5, time for the cannon rush. And he has cannon rush Terran before. It is not out of the question. It seems everything on paper, you can't do it. But there's a lot of things that aren't supposed to work, that shouldn't work, that can't work. But there's no such... Those words aren't in Haz's vocabulary.
Now I have your attention.
One probe goes out. The second probe. What? Oh, he's looking for... Wait. He's looking for proxies. Is that the end of it? Alright. So his second pylon will be in the on the right side of the map. And Kelazur actually blocks the gas steal by hold positioning an SCV. So, but will the probe actually kill the SCV? He blocks it with the other one. Okay. So Kelazur has adapted. And he's gonna take the second gas. Fighting fire with fire here. The SCV did scout. No expansion on the way. And he didn't, well, Haz knows the SCV scouted out. He scouted it with his probe. So, is he going to factor that in at all is the question. He doesn't know that it's not proxying like a factory right now, because he only looked for the expansion. Scouring the map. Like a Silver Leaguer who's been cannon rushed or proxied before. And it is going to be a Stargate, but I mean, why build buildings in your own base if you could just not do that? Right? That's just so obvious. Adept on the way. The expansion will be scouted. This is a very suspicious probe. Where did that probe come from, my friend? Okay. Just walking back from the right side of the map. You never know. The command center is canceled by a single adept. Oh, no. Must have just started, but there's just not units here. He doesn't have enough Marines. That is very... Oh. Even if, at this point, even if he finds the Stargate, it's... And Hez just gonna have an expand. Like, he's good to go. He's scouting. He didn't see the second season, but he has a very good, right now Hez has a very good idea of what can be coming up. The adept will finally be taken out. And it looks like it's probably gonna be 3 or 4 Phoenixes and then an Oracle. Because the real threats are Cloak Banshees. A Cyclone push can easily be dealt with, as we saw on Dreamcatcher. Can easily be dealt with the Phoenixes alone. A Robo at the front. The Cloak is on the way, so we might follow up with a Banshee, but Kellizer is obviously afraid of everything. Just of the entire idea of this Protoss player right now. He's building a Raven and a Cloak. Oh god, if he gets the oh. Well, I would say that sucks, but that is quite an understatement. Oh, now death by 1,000 pulse crystals. As the Phoenixes are unchallenged. And he scouted the Banshee Cloak, right? Well, he's gonna have... Wait. What happened here? He at some point canceled his Robo and then rebuilt it next to his Nexus and built gates in the front. Okay, so that's... Oh my god, Kellizer did cancel Cloak. I mean, it was super obvious, but... So, now what? I mean, Kellizer... His production is hurting. He has nothing to really... There's no attack potential here. He's building a 3rd CC, but that means Hez is free to compound his lead with the Phoenixes here. Like, he could actually just maybe even that's almost not enough Marines. Like he'll lose a couple Phoenixes, but could probably kill most of the Marines. Oh no! Oh no! I mean. Kellizer's not out of it. It's just... This game, like many of the other games, it's just gone right for Hez. On Lost and Found, he got shut down. In Game 1, that was about as close as you could ever get. But in the games that Hez has been able to... essentially do his strat without being scouted or without it being some random amalgamation of things that don't give you units. Oh no, not the tank. Well, that tank is dead. Not sure why it was there in the first place. Little Mine connects, but not enough to kill. And he doesn't have energy to lift. Well, I lied. He won't be lifting anymore. Charge is on the way. Have we even seen any... We saw Archons on Redshift. The Observer taken out. But no Storm. Just the brute force strategies. The Reaper is still alive, so I guess that's the smallest of victories. Has is on 3 bases. He's got 62 probes, which is, I think, the most we've seen him build. How many gates are we at? 7, 8, 9? Scattered throughout. +1 armor's not quite done yet, but neither is +1 attack for Kelazar. There are still Phoenixes for lifts on things like siege tanks. It's a real rough situation when you can't even really defend 2 bases and you know your opponent's on 3. A drop was sent out. Is that going to be, like... There are 9 gateways here with +1 charge lots. 8 Marines are not a deadly force. He really needs to get damage here. He can maybe try to target down the charge lots. He is. He's doing a good job. Hez is actually scrambling all the way back. He recalls his army for 1 medevac. That's a victory. And Zealots continue to warp in, but he's just, alright, I'll take another base. Kelazar, oh, there's an Immortal. That's convenient. I mean, Hez is kind of losing control of his, oh, he got the pick, oh. But the hammer, he winds up. Oh my god. 27 charge lots. The Widow Mines. I mean, there's only 1 medevac here. Even the stim gonna do damage. At the same, I mean, on the other side, a huge warp in from Hez. He committed a warp into the other side of the map. But there's still enough. Oh, disgusting force field. The 1 medevac picks up its fill. The drop, like, he's really struggling to deal with this 1 drop. And Kelazar, you see, you give him just a tiny opening and how much damage he can do. The Phoenixes, he had Phoenixes this whole time, but the drop is still doing damage. Are there any more? No, there's still the 1 medevac. Okay, the Phoenixes now should be enough. Has Kelazar done enough here? Is the question. And has researches Storm? It's not. No, that's... I'll answer that question. No, the answer is no, he hasn't. That 1 drop was very good, but there's still Storm on the way. 4 bases. Plenty of gates. Another drop heading out. There's no... The only entry are the tickle beams. Here come the charge lots. Some charges are wasted on the orbital. +2 attack is about to finish for Kelazar. +2 armor is done on the ground. Are there any Templar? There are 3 Templar in the Prism, and Storm is about to finish. Oh no. That's so many units. And here come the Templar. Storm is done. Oh, and the Storm's blanketing everything! That breaks Kelazar's back. A hard-fought battle. But Hez was in the driver's seat, and we're never sure if when he's in that driver's seat, how many DUIs he's gonna rack up. But at the same time, he gets to the destination. He moves on 3-2. And with his off-brand protoss, and off-brand makes it sound like on paper, but the thing is, when you have a player like this, okay, stop it. But sometimes the less common brand is better than the main brand. I don't know if that's entirely true. But here we see just this unpredictable, like, drunken kung fu master. I just doing things that I don't even know if Has predicts, to be honest. It's something. It's something. And he's gonna move on over one of the best Terrans outside of Korea. So.
Just research where you're going. A t-shirt where it's
He just does stuff he usually does on ladder. You know, on ladder he could just do random stuff too. It's the same thing.
what he's saying. I don't wanna be around when you lose control. I don't wanna be around when you lose control. I don't wanna be around when you lose control. When you lose control, it's so hard to hold. All this weight up.
Give me a series that doesn't have Has, guys. I assume all his series are incredible.